Let's go. What's up, people? We're having a release date party because 0.9.5, DC20's newest release, is out right now. As of like 3 o'clock Central Standard Time today is when a sneaky ninja went out. So this is a party and a spell reveal. So we are going to have a little celebration party, which is cool that it happened to release up on, it synced up on the release date. So I'll talk about that for a second, and then we're going to talk about the spell schools. And I'm going to drop some it's kind of a lore bomb. It's a mechanics bomb. I think the spell schools might be the cleanest thing across. I mean, it's so good. It's so good. I think, and I'm not meaning this in a jab, I truly hope that this I hope that other tabletop roleplay games or other like magic systems adopt some of these spell schools, because I truly think that they're just I'm in love with them. I'm in love with them. I don't usually hype things up this much unless I'm super stoked about it. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. And yes, I was a little bit late today because I was gathering up all the spell notes. I got in here, I was like, wait a second, I'm about to do a presentation on spell schools. Put my teacher hat back on. So yes, hype train is real. Yes. Yeah, that was super awesome. And today I can tell y'all some secrets now. Hydration check, I got you. Yep. Okay. So the original release date that I was not going to say was the 17th. That was our internal release date that we were pushing towards. And we had some changes. We had the armor, the name changes on the armor, and we went to revisions and then fixed it and right. So we had to do some fixes for that. And there's still a little bit of tweaks and errors. Some people are catching some things. There's some weird font stuff going on because we changed the font. So it's like taking quotation marks and turning them into these crazy little symbols. So there's probably going to be like a little baby polish off in like a couple weeks, because this one is going to be out for a little bit, because next is spells, which we're going to get to in a second. But 0.10 is not going to take 1 month. 0.10 is going to take longer than 1 month. So, Onyx Studios covered my late fee. Thank you, Onyx Studios. You've covered plenty of fees, but I appreciate that, dude. My spell organization late fee. That's funny. You still have to release in under a week. You promised. Spell School Stoke. Let's go. I love that. That's my new. That's our phrase for like hype. It's like Stoke. Dan, I would like to upload the rules PDF of DC20 to a chat GPT that can create a personal DC20 AI that can ask questions to. Do I have your permission? In general, Dan, no. I think AI is scary right now. So I've already had people talk to me and ask me about this. People on our team have want to try and do something like that. I have to just say no for AI right now, because that's what the current landscape of things is. That is terrifying. AI is terrifying, especially for little old me in that aspect. I am not some sort of Titan company situation with what's AI and at what point does it become public now, and what point does it become, and then do you even need DC20? If you have this chat bot, then it can just run. Man, it scares me. So there's my little my short story answer on that one, because AI is just a little bit scary right now. And then, oh my gosh, you have so many super chats coming in. Thank you guys. Omnicon, the Spell Stoke. Simon Argent, coach, about everything DC20. This is the cleanest thing in the whole game. What? Love this game. This I see what you're saying. Every new thing that comes out, guys, this is the cleanest thing. This is so. But honestly, like, if that is actually what it does come across as, then I guess I'm fine with that, because I genuinely am so excited about each and every little piece of the game. Love this game. Love you, coach. So hyped to hear about the spells. Let's go, Simon. That's funny. Party Hardy, dude, you guys are rolling with these super chats. Oh my gosh, what? And wait, we had another super chat from a long time ago. Whoa, before the stream started. Dandolph. Dandolph, that is an amazing name. Oh my God, it's like Dandolph. Wow. That's amazing. Cheers from the Netherlands. I never make these streams. They start at 3:30 at night here. But for the celebration of 0.995, I wanted to be there. I'll try not to fall asleep. Much love. Dandolph, are you in the chat, Dandolph? Is Dandolph here? Did he make it? I just picture Dandolph in the stream and we're just having the launch party. That's funny. Jeff Chambers again. I feel like Jeff Chambers has an automatic pilot. He's like got something set up with YouTube to just give 10 gifted memberships every freaking week, man. Thank you, Jeff. The consistency is impeccable. Thank you, dude. And then Baron Brendan, love the name. Hey, coach, $50 super chat, dude. What? Hey, coach, love all the 0.95 stuff. I have read, but one thing I've noticed is it feels like the custom armor system, there's almost no reason to use light armor since heavy armor has more flexibility. Any plans to add more light armor? Great question. And it's a great question because it lets you get into the design mindset and the goal here. So in general, heavy armor is better than light armor because it has more options. On a one-to-one basis, it's not better because every additional option you have comes with a negative, right? So they are essentially even in that regard, because if you do want to take more things, like heavy armor comes with these baked on negatives, like disadvantage on agility checks and all these other things, right? So even wise, they have 2 points each. Like they have 2 points each that you got rocking with is a way to think about it. Light armor, heavy armor, you have 2 points to spend on the custom armor. They're the same. Now, heavy armor is better because there's more flexibility because you have more to do with it. You can really pack on stuff to slow yourself down or give disadvantage on agility checks and stuff. So there's more options, but you have to earn those options because every single person in the game can use light armor. You have to be certain classes get heavy armor, but I didn't want the original version of DC20, like 0.34, was heavy armor straight up better. It just gave you +2 to your defense, more to your physical defense above everything else. Like it was just straight up better. And I've moved away from that mindset, and I feel like they should essentially be the same, but heavy armor, you had to jump through a little bit of hoops to be able to get it. So I do want heavy armor to have that flexibility. It's not straight up better, like a straight up 1-to-1, 100% up. It just has more options. So I really like where heavy armor's at right now for that reason. So I hope that makes sense. And then Party Hardy, great to see, great to see 0.995 out so soon. Question, can you have a dual wielding spell blade, packed blade warlock? Yes, that's freaking sick. That's a freaking amazing, dude. Oh my God. You have a bound weapon in one hand and a packed weapon in the other hand. Oh my God. So cool. Wow. Are Paragons is still a subclass? Yes. Paragons are a subclass. It is the Paragon subclass lets you be able to take a talent within your class to be even more down the middle of your class fantasy. Even more talents, even more customization. Who wins a contest? Contested check. What? Why is Marshall check off? Who wins a contested check? Whoever rolls higher, i.e. a grapple check ties. Right now, I believe the rules say a tie is the status quo stays the same. So if you were not grappled and someone tried to grapple you and there's a tie, you go back to how it was before the check was made. Is currently what it is. I am leaning in the bit more towards the actor. Whoever is the one that's doing it, whoever's the one that provoked that action, I think they should win the tie. But I'm gonna hold off on that one. In fact, I'm just gonna make sure to make a note on that. So that's a good ties on contests. The actor should win instead of keep status quo. Right. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. And then why is Marshall check off the sheet? Marshall check is being reworked and looked at another way in 0.10. I don't know if it's going to be needed on the sheet, so we're removing it from right now. If it turns out it is, we can put it back. But I think initiative check was a better spot for it as far as where we're at in 0.9.5. We will be doing some more reworks with the character sheet, so stay tuned for that as well. And you might see it come back there, but it also might get reworked in some things as far as how checks are delineated. Zagard, as Calgo 3 what? The 30-eyed penguin flies to kill and steal the powers of Hydros the dragon. Bumpy and I head towards the eastern lands. And then we fought an ogre, and Bumpy had a new club plus 2 damage. The story of Zaggard's adventures continue. Every live stream, tune in for Zaggard's story time. I'm invested, dude. I'm invested. And then Rolodix, 5 gives memberships. Thank you, Rolodix. Oh my gosh. That's a spooky little icon you got there, dude. That is, ooh, I love that. Thank you, dude. Alfred Miller, what's up, coach? Congrats on the quick turnaround. I'm saying that is a quick turnaround. 1 month. 1 month, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of stuff that's been going on in the background for that to be a 1 month turnaround, because there's a lot more than 1 month of work that went into that, you know what I'm saying? So Path of Most Resistance, thank you, Alfred. Path of Most Resistance. No, I didn't mean the next release. You promised we'd go 9.5 in less than a week during oh, I see. I did deliver as promised. The 17th would have been even earlier, but we did actually deliver it to it like hours before, right? So we snuck it in there. Nice. And then after these super chats, I'm going to go straight into the spell reveal. So here we go. And then a Winralus, a Walrus, gifted five memberships. Thank you, dude. So all the members, and then Brandon gifted 15 gifted memberships. That is 50, 60, 70 memberships. How many people are here? 328 with the membership. I'm surprised there's not any green. We get memberships donated so freaking often. I'm shocked that it's not every single person in the chat is green. But we got a lot of people. That's what's up. Thank you guys again. The consistency, everyone. Wow. It's a party. We're celebrating for sure. Alicia Tony. Hey, coach. The accent was right last stream. Let's go. J is pronounced like an H, though. Alicia Tony. I love it. I love the work y'all are doing, and I appreciate how helpful a lot of the devs are. Excited for spells. Cheers. The devs, y'all. Freaking hats off to them. Purple hearts in the chat for the devs. My dev team is freaking awesome, guys. They are genuinely awesome. We have fun making the game together. We have great ideas. We collaborate together. We can play devil's advocate with each other. We can kind of debate and stuff, but then at the end of the day, be like, okay, this is what we're doing. All right, let's get behind it. Let's keep it going. You know, like, it's so good. It's so good. I absolutely love it. I love it. They are great. They are, and they also, they're so helpful in the Discord as well. So freaking props to them. Joe M, late fee, but I'm here. Love the name changes. Oh, let's go, Joe M. Joe M just sweeps in. Just sweeps in. I'm glad you this time you didn't say you left, so I'm glad you're sticking around, buddy. Thanks for swinging by again. Attila the Bun. If I have a feature like Strong Jumper that reduces fall damage, can you still add fall damage to the guy you're landing on? Can you long jump on a barrel of can you long jump on a bad guy to increase damage? Jump kicking. Long jump on a bad guy. Long jumping onto a bad guy, I feel like would be a feature, just in general. Because how far did you jump? If you wanted to game master homebrew this right now and somebody was really like wanted to do this, I would say whatever your jump distance is, if you ran and then the space in front of them chose to jump into them, that would be fall damage and you would take half of the fall damage. But if you had a jump distance of 2, let's say, and you use your move speed and you had enough move speed to move those 2 spaces and you jumped into him with an attack, right? I could say, yeah, you could add 1 damage to that attack and you would take 1 damage as well if you wanted to do some jumping. Now, in general, that feels like a talent, right? That's not baseline rules there is no horizontal jump fall damage, right? Because it's not falling. So there's that. And then to answer your first question, you can choose to take fall damage. If you have a feature that reduces fall damage, you can still take fall damage if you want to, right? Like you just choose not to land gracefully. You choose not to let your wings kind of slow your descent or whatever. You can absolutely be like, no, I'm taking this damage. So you can increase the, Party Hardy, I was curious if you could have a dual set of bound weapons as a spell blade or a pack weapon warlock. Raw, we have as 1 weapon rather than a set. Oh, is that what you're asking before? I thought you already had. Oh, you want both weapons of the bound weapon to be a no. Okay, so Spellblade, one weapon is bound. At level 5, though. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for level 5 Spellblade. What's going on? So yeah, that is rules as written right now. No, it's one weapon, right? And then yeah, so right, or as a pack blade, it's one weapon, right? But that is something that it can expand and grow, right, as you get stronger, right? Anyway, I'll leave it as that. Maybe I've said too much. Christopher Sigmund gifted 10 memberships. Thank you, dude. Man, Christopher Sigmund, I love that. It's a mesmerizing symbol you got there. Samir, what's up, Samir? Any plans to update the Monster Starter Pack for compatibility with 9.5? Yes. Once the game gets more and more stable, we want to go backwards and update things. I've talked about this a little bit before, but basically, if we keep updating things every single version, it's just going to make us have to do it's going to get longer too. So like, where is there 9.5? If we go back and update everything, .10, go back and update everything. .11, go back and update everything. .8, go back and update everything. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to slow the game down so much. So I don't know if we have enough team bandwidth, we will. But I don't know if we do because we're on spells. So if we're going on spells and like I start to slow, that would get it. That answer to that question would be a very much more nitty gritty question as far as that goes. I will actually. Samir is a Platinum Dragon patron, and I can send one-on-one videos to. Make sure to ask me about that, and I'll give you the lowdown on that. So there you go. And then Path of Most Resistance. The devs, honestly, the whole DC20 team is off the chain. Awesome, thank you, dude. I've never seen the game. I've never seen a game designed before. You all care about the feedback, all committed. So props and kudos to all. Thank you, Path of Most Resistance. Oh, let's go. Thank you for real. Thank you for that. And they are great. I'll echo that once again. And I'll make sure they watch this live stream so they can see the love. And then Joe M, I persist trying to get a level 1 through 4 shirt campaign now with 0 to 9 being out. Trying to get a level short campaign. I think you shirt. I thought you were going to start a shirt campaign for everybody and try and sell DC20 shirts. I was like, that's weird. A short campaign. Yes, there we go. You can absolutely run a little mini campaign levels 1 through 4. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. And then I'm so happy turn changed to terrified. Yes, Dan. I think I remember literally your comment before. So yes, that was changed to terrified. 100%. That was a quick one in the dead discussions. TRDW attacks of opportunity notoriously result in nobody moving in combat since it's the optimal option. Do you have thoughts on this debate? Yeah. So I think right now they're in a good spot. We just interacted with opportunity attacks. We just changed it to where whenever you stand up from prone, it does not trigger an opportunity attack. But if you switch out weapons, and put away a weapon and take out, it triggers an opportunity attack. So I really do think I like where opportunity attacks are at right now. I saw Pointy Hat's video talking about movement and all that kind of stuff, and it is on my mind, and it is going to be a thing. You know what I'm saying? But I think I like where the opportunity attacks are at right now in DC20. I do. I feel like they're in a good spot. And we just made a big change to opportunity attacks, and I want to see how that plays out. And then I would be talking about anything else as far as making the removal or something big like that. Thank you, Fred. I'm sorry. Hydration check. And now it's time, people, for spells. Here we go. Okay. 1 second. I do have to show you guys something just because I'm so excited about it. I do have to show you guys something. Let me go here. Magazine. Which one should I show? This one? Yeah. Am I showing anything crazy? Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna just make sure. All right, check it out. Boom. Oh, look at that. So this is next month's issue in 8 or 9 or whatever days. The DC20 magazine. Every month on Patreon, I release a DC20 magazine, early access material, playtest material. It's super great as far as developing a game. Like somebody was talking about how to develop a game. I can release things on Patreon. People can play with it, get feedback on it, and then I can put it into the game. And it's truly an amazing process. And this is maybe the most fire dark DC20 magazine ever. This is the Shadowborn. The Shadowborn is in this. The Shadowborn Ancestry is in this magazine. And this also, this is available to all patrons. All patrons at the entry level tier. Boom, done. So Shadowborn Ancestry, Shadow Sorcerer. The Shadow Sorcerer. It is a subclass that is played by one of my players at the table. A Shadow Sorcerer subclass. And the Shadow Talents. Shadow Talents. And Shadow Monsters. So, yes. So that was super cool. So, oh my gosh. Super cool. Super cool. Oh my gosh. Wait, Onyx Studios. What, dude? What, dude? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's crazy, Onyx Studios. Onyx Studios just super chatted $310. Time to hit the goal in celebration of 0995 in the Shadowborn. For the Shadowborn. Wow, dude. Oh my gosh. Wow. Thank you. My God. Yeah, so we hit the giveaway. So we're going to do a giveaway, and we're going to do the normal giveaway, and we're doing a giveaway for some Die Hard dice, which I'm actually getting sent a sample. Die Hard dice are the one making the dice for the Kickstarter, the Purple Dragon scale dice. They're making the dice. They also have $75 gift cards, so I'll be doing a giveaway on top of the regular giveaway tonight at the end of the live stream. Damn, dude. Wow. Onyx. You paid my late fee, and then you come in and do that. So Simon Argent, gotta go, coach. Taking the kids to Bluey live show. Bluey live show. Oh my gosh, I freaking love Bluey. I'm trying to get my kids on Bluey, but they are maybe a little bit too young for it. But I literally will be like, all right, we're gonna watch one episode of Bluey, and then we can watch Spidey and Amazing Friends or whatever. That's funny. That's so cool, dude. And then T-Dog, be careful with opportunity attacks. I've enjoyed them way more than D&D type. I have enjoyed them way more. Be careful with opportunity attacks. I've enjoyed them way more than D&D type. Okay, yeah. So I like where opportunity attacks are in DC20 compared to anything other than that. And then Joe Cherry joined. Joe Cherry joined as a YouTube member. Welcome, Joe Cherry. Joe Cherry, one of the most ancient Platinum Dragons patrons of all time, and now just joined. That's funny. Wow. Okay. So spells. There we go. That's crazy. And then, and I also saw this. I didn't want to let this slip by. People were talking about. Wait, let me go back to it. Because I'm very open about. I saw some comments. So any sort of female characters. If you look at all the female characters that I've released art on for DC20. They've all been pretty normal down the center. This is the most, I think, scantily clad was one of the phrases used. Yes, this would be the most scantily clad one. In general, whenever I have my artist draw the art, I don't describe any level of scantily cladness. It's just fantasy armor, draw it, go. And then this is what he came up with. Cool, awesome, next one. Like I don't take a ton of time to like, okay, you need to give more or less or this or that. Like it's literally like sick, awesome, done, hype, draw the next one, right? So if there's like some sort of feedback of like, oh, that's too much, and there's like a line, then okay, cool, then I absolutely could see that stuff happening, right? So it's not anything I'm ever purposely doing one way or the other. It's just what it is, and sometimes there'll be more scantily clad than not, but I think in general, overall, we do a pretty good job, you know what I'm saying? But I did want to at least address that, so I'm not like looks like I'm like ghosting anybody or anything like that. So there you go. Right. So anyway, for the most exciting part of the night, on top of the excitement that's already here, we have some spell schools, people. Oh no! Whoa! So I am going to show whatever all the stuff I just showed is the spell schools. So if you like, oh, I'll stop and pause and go, you can see them and stuff. But let me do my presentation, okay, people? I leaked what I'm about to show you in 2 minutes, okay? So stay with me, okay? Don't get ahead of it, all right? Someone clipped it. It's fine. Someone's gonna clip it, but it's eventually gonna be right here, okay? Okay, so people don't get it twisted, all right? Why can't it say 0.10? Why can't this be a .10? Why? What? Oh, it's doing the. Oh, okay. Now that's gonna be. Oh God. Can I change the smart clips? All right, we're gonna. Oh God. Can I? Okay. How do I change the filter? Edit, comma, smart, cell actions, data conditional formatting. No, 10. Okay, we're here for it. What's going on? Format as text. How do I format as text? Format as text. Format as text. Oh, format. Conditional formatting? No. This is all. This. Oh, I see you. All right. Boom. And then I put the 0. Hey, we did it. Okay, cool. Was that riveting, guys, to watch freaking Excel spreadsheet shenanigans? All right. Why is it green now? Oh God, why is it green? Okay, here we go. We're gonna do this. Okay, 0.10. Oh God, we're gonna do this. We're gonna put it there, and then we're gonna do the same thing we just did. Oh no, we're gonna go here, and we're gonna do this again. This is all gonna be worth it, guys, to see this. That's what we're here for. Okay, there we go. All right. Whew. All right. So we did it. Yeah. All right. Excel spreadsheet. Y'all are like, just tell me the spells. Everybody's already rewound the video and then got themselves spoiled with what the 8 spell schools are. But here we go. Okay. So spell schools. Here we go. All right. So I am gonna do this. I'm gonna do a YouTube video on this, right? But I'm gonna do it in a bit different way. You guys are gonna be part of it. Okay. Normally when I do a YouTube video, I like stop and I film it and then go back to the chat afterwards, right? But this one's gonna be a little bit different. It's gonna be a bit more conversational. I'm gonna have it be kind of like almost like an insight into a live stream. So here we go. I'm gonna talk about and go back and forth. Any super chats, I'll get back to those super chats. But here's the presentation, right? Here we go, right? Let's see, hydration check. All right. Spell schools and tabletop roleplay games. You might be familiar with Dungeons and Dragons spell schools, kind of how they have things set up. Evocation, what does that really even mean? In DC20, we've changed it to the word destruction, but none of that even matters because this video is going to be talking about, and I'm also doing this video in the middle of a live stream, so this is kind of a good vibe of how kind of some things go is whenever we're talking about new sneak peek early access stuff of DC20. But this concept of spell schools can apply to any tabletop roleplay game. And we're going to be taking the spell schools, some of which you will know from Dungeons and Dragons and some from other concepts, and redraw those lines in, I think, a more cleaner way that can better be able to see a spell and where it goes and all that kind of stuff. So here we go. These are the spell schools in DC20. This is 0.9 version. I'm about to be revealing the 0.10 version, but I want to do it in a little different way to give you all some insight into the thought process here, because I think it's cool. And maybe me as a game designer is more isolated and thinking that's cool. Maybe people just want me to shut up and tell the things. And I think the chat's even saying that right now. But here is the process of how we went from 11 different spell schools down to just 8. Right? And some of the condensing happening and some other things. So here's the first big thing I want to talk about as far as the problem. The problem were protection, destruction, and restoration. Those were the problem childs of the spell schools, right? Especially destruction and protection. So it's too big of a net to be cast to have that be a spell school. In D&D, it's evocation and abjuration, right? Very wide casted nets. If a spell protects you in any way, it's abjuration. If it evokes damage or cause, it's evocation or destruction, right? That's very simple and it's very mechanical based, not flavor based or purpose and functionality of like what it does, right? So destruction and protection schools have been removed from this. Also, if you're worried about any sort of spellblade issues in DC20 of like, oh, these school, all of that's going to be readjusted for 0.10 as far as what class gets what choices and things like that. So don't worry about that as far as the DC20 people out there, right? But these schools had to go because what about the spell? I don't want to give away anything right now. So that's just what that was some of the thought process here. Those were problems. It's a lot more fantastical imagery to have enchantment. Enchantment is a school of magic that gets into the mind. It alters the mental things. It debuffs your mind. It controls your mind, and it gets in your head. Right. That is a much more evocative thing, a much more magical school-oriented thing than it deals damage, therefore it's destruction. It also leads to some problems as far as game design wise of like all damage dealing spells are destruction, which is just not very flavorful in things. And then if we give somebody like, oh, you can choose any spell school. Okay, I choose destruction. Okay, yeah, right. So anyway, destruction is gone and has been eliminated. Protection is gone. Well, in fact, we'll even just do this. Gone. Restoration, though, we're going to hold on to for a second. We're going to hold on to restoration for a second. And then necromancy is almost like the opposite of restoration, right? But necromancy has some weird vibes, especially in Dungeons and Dragons. But I'm not going to go down there. Necromancy, undead souls, evil magic, unholy, whatever, all that stuff. Now, illusion, I'm also going to put it to the side right here, because illusion is different. Illusion, what happens if there's an illusion spell where you create an illusion inside someone's mind and it's an illusion that only they see? Is that an illusion magic? No, that'd be enchantment, right? Like it'd be enchantment because you're messing with someone's head, getting them to see something that's not there. It's only there in their mind. Enchantment, right? So illusion's a bit weird in that way. And then if you create an illusion, you're like summoning something. It's not like it's not there. It is there. And our version of this would be a hologram, right? Eventually when technology, right? We kind of have holograms now in some ways. But like if you picture like a Star Wars hologram or whatever that technology would be, the lights and things bouncing off it to project some sort of hallucinatory illusion, right? That's really there. There is light and things there that is causing an illusion, right? So what's the difference between illusion and conjuration at that point? You're conjuring something, whether it's there, you know what I'm saying? So that's a weird spot there for illusion. And then chronomancy, I'm also going to pull out here as very specific as far as time. It's just just time is a bit too narrow of a view for a school of magic, right? So that's interesting, right? So anyway, now, here is where some of this stuff happened. I'm going to now reveal the new spell schools. There are 8 of them. I'm going to reveal them in pairs of 2. These are not necessarily opposites or they counter each other. There's some cool things there, but I'm revealing them in pairs of 2 as far as how I'm describing them to you. And one more thing, as far as a big picture, kind of a sneak peek about DC20, is there are spell schools and there are spell tags. Spell tags is going to be a very nice thing mechanically for us. Pathfinder 2 does this, I believe, having certain tags on things. So whenever a class gets access to a certain type of tag of spell, like the fire tag or the chronomancy tag or whatever, right? Tags are going to be very specific and tagged to different spells. That is mechanics. Spell schools also, have mechanics because certain things are delineated in spell schools. Again, wizards have to do with spell schools. You get the idea. But spell schools, from a lore standpoint, is in the world. Like spell schools are things in wizard towers that are studied in the school of conjuration and the school of astromancy and all these types of things, right? So those are both lore and mechanics, right? But spell tags, there are not spell tags in the lore. I guess people could talk about them as like, oh, fire spells, but that's about as deep as that goes. So anyway, I am going to talk about the spell school and then give some examples of some spell tags that would be within that school, right? So here we go. The first school is actually one of these schools that's already here, enchantment. Is a spell school. No surprise here. It's a pretty standard spell school. It is the alteration of mind, buff and debuff type of things. It is not overall buffs and debuffs. That's going to also be into some transmutation type things, which we'll talk about that in just a second. Because spoiler, sorry, transmutation is the second spell school. And the cool thing about enchantment and transmutation is they kind of pair up in a way. because enchantment is alteration of the mind, and transmutation is alteration of the physical. Something that's already there, you're changing it, right? Changing physical form, size, shape. So polymorph would be transmutation. You're changing yourself into a different shape. If you can take a metal and convert it into something else, even melting things like that, transmutation, changing things, right? That is transmutation. So enchantment, changing someone's mind. Transmutation, changing something physical, is there. So for enchantment, the tags, these aren't all the tags, but this is kind of the big picture here. Thoughts, emotions, illusion, senses, embolden, and psychic, right, are some of the tags that involve with enchantment, right? And then for transmutation, you also have embolden, right? So some spells can kind of have some like, oh yeah, they kind of, they can do damage. The different schools can do, there might be some enchantment spells that deal psychic damage. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to be destruction because it deals psychic damage. No, right? So transmutation has embolden, earth, sense, weapon, metamorphosis, and motion, right? Speeding things up, slowing things down in some ways, right? So transmutation, boom, there's those two, right? Now, that pretty much accounts for enchantment right here, and then it accounts for transmutation. So we accounted for that. All right, okay, cool. And then the next two pairs is, in fact, I'll just steal them from right here, is conjuration and divination are the next two, right? Conjuration and divination is conjuration, creating physical stuff from nothing, whether you're summoning it to be there and you're summoning it from another plane of existence, you are conjuring something that's actually there, right? Boom, it's there. Now, this does encompass illusions, right? This does encompass, as far as what we've talked about, illusions. Illusions will technically be there and there. If you're familiar with it, if you looked at a D&D spell and it says illusion, it's going to probably be in one of these two spell schools. I was hesitant with this at first, with this, I don't know, no. But if I am conjuring something and it's there in front of you, that's conjuration. And if I'm conjuring and it's there in front of you and it's a bird, then I've summoned the bird from the plane of beasts and whatever, there's a bird now, right? In front of you. Or what if it's an illusion and I've summoned an illusion of a bird or whatever it is in front of you? I have summoned something, I've conjured something right there, right? So there's conjuration. And then divination is the creating of information, thoughts, sight, seeing things from nothing, right? Seeing something from far away, listening, insight into, or let me just say the tags: knowledge, communication, thoughts, emotions, sense. So you see that transmutation has the sense tag, but also divination has the sense tag. So there's certain things and elements that will be overlapping, right? But divination is like scrying. You can see somewhere where you aren't. You are gaining information that's not actively there. You're creating information out of nothing. If that sounds weird, but you get the idea, right? So there's divination, and then now these next two might be my my favorite to discuss. So yeah, we'll put them together. The next two is astromancy and elemental. Yes. This is now the first big step away from what you might have been used to from DC20 or D&D. The Elemental Spell School. Yes, Elemental Spell School. Fire, lightning, cold, avatar, earth, lightning, etc. You get the idea. Elemental, right? This is the elemental. Fireball would be an elemental tag, but also Dancing Flames would be elemental. Because before, Dancing Flames in a different mindset would be like conjuration, because you're conjuring fire and it's like dancing around. But like, what's the difference between conjuring fire and having it dance around and conjuring fire and throwing it at somebody? What? You know what I'm saying? Why not? So elemental, that's just the fire. That's a fire. And so the tags for elemental: earth, wind, water, fire, lightning, corrosion. You get it? Like, that is the elements, right? So love that, and it is so great to be able to have elemental, because now a spell like Fire Shield, whereas in D&D or in DC20, even the earlier versions, Fire Shield would be like, okay, well that's destruction because it causes fire damage, right? Okay, but it's a shield on you, well that's protection because it's protecting you. But you summon the shield, and so that's conjuration. Like, whoa, right? Elemental is Fire Shield, right? So super cool. And then astromancy. Astromancy also is going to be including chronomancy, right? As far as these combination of things. Astromancy, time, space, gravity, and arcane. The arcane spell school is astromancy. So astromancy is what magic missiles would be. Now, magic missiles, a side note for 0.10, is going to get completely reworked. It's not going to work how it does. That's a whole other side note. But arcane, shield, the shield spell would be tapping into the weave itself, tapping into space around you. I could get into the lore of how magic or the weave in DC20 is, but I want you to almost think of it like the Force in some ways would be a good example. And the Force is around you. It is everything around you. It is astromancy. And if you tap into the raw arcane itself, the shield spell would be astromancy, right? So if you want to call upon protection, right, from the arcane, it would be the shield spell. If you want to call upon protection from the divine, it would be shield of faith, because there's shield of, the shield of faith spell that the clerics can grant you, and it gives you protection, and they're all going to work differently, right? And if you want to call upon protection from the primal spell school, the spell list, right, it'd be the fire shield, right? Oh, fire, right? You get the idea. So hopefully you're seeing that different spells schools and different spell lists. Also, if you don't know, in DC20, there will be 3 spell lists: arcane, primal, divine. Those lists will have all sorts of things all spread through them. And if you had one spell list, not only are the different spell schools going to have a little bit of cool overlaps of like protecting and mind stuff and healing, whatever, right? So it's so much cool stuff there. So I'm super excited about astromancy and elemental, right? And then space and time. Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. There's that. Boom, they're connected. So I'm going to delete these right now because you can kind of see where these have all gone. And now we're left with these two. Restoration and necromancy. The lines that they drew were just a little bit, the spell tags for astromancy. I just saw some people asking in the chat. Spell tags: teleportation, gravity, time, planes, and motion, right? Arcane. And I already said the elemental. Okay, cool. So for these ones, essentially, it is kind of like this is what they are, but they're not these names. These are the spell schools. Instead of restoration being a bit too healing focused, like literally recovering HP, that's too much on the nose for what that is. I wanted something to be able to evoke buffs and inspiring somebody. The tags for this spell school is healing, cleansing, spirit, resurrection, radiant, light. I wanted all of those things good, right? All of those things to be evoked in there. So invocation is the spell school. Super sick. I just got chills by saying invocation is the spell school, right? So that is what that vibe is. And necromancy, it has some of its own thoughts and baggage with all of that. But I wanted something here that does everything what necromancy does, but takes it a little step further, expands that dome just a little bit more, right? And I will also say this: I was absolutely in the ship in the camp. I have a video like 5 years old that I said necromancy is healing. Healing should be necromancy, like that. I was absolutely like all heal spells should be necromancy in D&D. That's a whole nother conversation. But when I talk about drawing these lines, this is, I think, a really nice line that I do like here is the healing, cleansing, spirit, ritual, light in being an invocation. I really like that. I like it for the light, the cleansing, the reviving people, bringing them back to the positive aspect of life, like the spirit and things, the healing and bringing you back to life and living, or you're literally died and the resurrection's like right there, and that's invocation bringing you back, right? And then we have the last spell school, which also we needed to wrap up. Here's another thing: we just talked about this. We took away destruction spell school. We took away the destruction spell school, which is good, but there was a little bit of a gap here whenever we looked at this, and we're like, man, we need to be able to have something that encompasses like destruction, nullification, elimination, just right. We needed to do something right there, right? Entropy, that was on the docket and all that kind of stuff. But the final spell school is nullification. It is not necromancy, which I think has a little bit of baggage. It might get people to think in some different ways that I don't think would be good. But nullification. The tags here are shadow, anti-magic, spirit still, just like the invocation has a spirit tag, umbral, death, right? like undeath or whatever. Yes, right. So there we go. The school of nullification. Entropy. I think entropy was a bit too fancy of a word, a bit too like physics or sciencey, spacey, right? It also didn't sound like a spell school, right? Transmutation, conjuration, divination, invocation, nullification, right? Like it fits in that way. So again, these are the 0.10 spell schools. A little sneak peek, early access type thoughts there for where our heads are at when making 100+ spells for all of this. So that is the breakdown. This has been during a live stream. They do lots of stuff on live stream. We have a lot of fun on live streams. Wednesday, 8:30 Central Standard Time. Not Wednesday, sorry. Tuesday. Tuesday, 8:30 Central Standard Time at night. That's how it works. Stay creative. Things in the box. Peace. Cool. All right. So, what do y'all think, guys? What do y'all think? Invocation instead of evocation. What? Invocation instead of. It is invocation. Tuesday. I always say Tuesday. I choose to say Tuesday this way. Okay. Whole remove curse be invocation or nullification. Will remove curse. Remove curse. Invocation or nullification. Remove. I would say remove curse would be invocation. Because you're taking away the bad thing, right? But honestly, this is something really cool. Nullification is anti-magic. It's canceling things out. So there could be a spell in nullification that could be like a remove curse, like a canceling out of a magic, like absolutely. So maybe you can go to the dark evil necromancer that's a master of nullification and get them to cancel out a spell, like a curse. Maybe that's how you get rid of a curse, and that's super sick. Or you could go to the high priest of invocation and this and that, and they cleanse you of. You see what I'm saying? So heck yeah. So we can play support, controller, DPS with any school. In general, Reginif, yeah, that's super sick. In general, like that's the good idea of like the open and goal here. Be honest, coach. Nullification gives me a final vibe. When raising dead is not, it doesn't seem to track for me. Nullification, final nullification. I absolutely see that nullification is hard for does not evoke the same thing as necromancer. So that is a negative for nullification. For that, but there's the resurrection spells and raise dead and animate objects and all that kind of stuff. That's a longer discussion there. So yeah, and then how will having an elemental school affect the elementalist class? Oh yeah, I'm super excited for that. I think that's going to be nothing but great for them. So here's what I'm going to do. We have 2 giveaways to do because we freaking crushed the goal here tonight, guys. So I'm going to get caught up on super chats and then we're doing the giveaway. Let's go. Freaking what a party, guys. Longtime follower Randy Lee. Silent service, ran DC20 for my home with friends, got in early on Kickstarter and have been a silver dragon ever since. Love what you do, coach. Lee, thank you, Lee. Oh my gosh, that is like it's crazy that what I do for a living every day, when I come into this office every single day, whenever my wife falls asleep in bed and I slip out of the bed to come upstairs and get in here and just get to work in DC, like those things, that is fueled by you guys. Like essentially y'all are my boss. I don't have, like I used to be a teacher, so I had a principal in the government and I get paid from the government and they tell me to do my job and teach. Like that was and then the structure here is you guys funding and fueling. What, it's crazy. And I just got hit real sentimental, right? And thank you, Lee, for that. Oh, I've hit the feels right there. Clipped and shipped, Jagger. I knew you, but you sneak peeked it, but then it's right here and you got the whole explanation. So the sneak peek, there you go. There's the screenshots. Excellent artwork for an excellent RPG. Thank you, Rolodix. Let's go. I appreciate the love. Do my best here. White Wolves. What's up, White Wolves? And then we got the Blue Live Show. What's the rationale for the only 1 SP recharge per round? I personally don't care for it, but I'm willing to be convinced, though I do agree with half SP recharge. So long story short, Daybell Zian, because we're already in overtime right now, and I'm terrible at answering overtime questions. it's a bad gameplay loop at levels as you get closer to level 10, where you have like 5 stamina, and then you like spin stamina, and you have like no stamina. And then now you have the bad gameplay of like, okay, I'm gonna do this one action point, I'm gonna do another thing, and then okay, now I can use it, and oh, I have none left. Okay, and you have to work so hard to gain 1 action point per thing. That sucks, right? And then there's the opposite, where people like try and stack things and do things and take stamina features, and then you have like this so much stamina. It smooths out stamina and allows us to be able to have more things recharge stamina, and we don't have to be like, oof, we can't have this feature give them stamina back, because then they'd use it all the time, and then they'd have so much stamina, and then this is just, no, we can't do that, right? Now we can let them regenerate stamina, because they can only do it once, and it's only half their bar. So if they have 4 stamina and they deplete it all, and they do the one thing they can do, or the one extra thing, or maybe we make it really easy for them. Maybe we make a talent that lets you make stamina come back super easy. We can do that because it's not going to be broken, because best case scenario, bloop, they get 2 back. And that's it. And so it really opens up a lot of things, as you'll see with like talents and techniques and other things like that coming down. So there's my little 2 cents on there, right? How dare you not say earth, fire, water, earth, fire, air when listing the elements? Oh, avatar order. I'm sorry. I beef with Fantasy Ants for not making the water as of the proper element. Water, earth, air, fire. Yeah, water is going to be a tag. I think we'll have a water tag. You know what I'm saying? We do have a water tag. I said that. Wind, water. Oh, I didn't say the right order. I see. No worries. Onyx Studios again, dude. No worries. Wordly 121. I got your late fee. You just paid somebody else's late fee too. Oh my gosh. Y'all are crazy with these late fees. Final spell school unvacation. I see what you did there, Zack. I see what you did there. And then Liam, I got you. Will techniques also be divided in like this in schools? That techniques, there is either techniques will just be techniques, or there will be brute, acrobat, martial artists, you know, like there might be schools like that, like technique disciplines, if you want to call it. I don't know. They might happen, but I don't know. And if I had to answer now, I'd say there's not. But there's that. Also, now I'm doing the final sprint here through the overtime. Say something in the chat. I'm going to do the giveaway. We got 2 giveaways going because we freaking crushed it tonight, y'all. Let's go. Freaking Onyx Studios, you're nuts. Everybody, like literally. Oh my gosh, we're at 700 from you guys in this freaking party we're all throwing here. This is freaking teamwork, y'all. Let's go. Liam, well, okay, yeah. War Daddy, blood magic would be under nullification school. Ooh, blood magic, yeah. Blood magic nullification. Yeah, I absolutely, yeah. I'm looking at them now. Blood magic nullification, transmutation, because the blood's already there and you're just messing with the blood. Ooh, that's interesting. I love that. I love that thought. Makes my brain tingle. I love it, War Daddy. Elaine Trekand. My only issue with enchantment is it always feels like making enchanted objects would be enchantment. I know. I absolutely, Elaine. I know what you're talking about there. Like when you enchant a weapon, enchant an enchantment. Oh, I absolutely know what you're talking about. I absolutely know what you're talking about. Like I agree. It is one of those little evils of that word choice. Liam, is there something you can tell us about ritual spells? Liam, I gave the full breakdown of ritual spells. Maybe I'll do that next week. Next week I'll do ritual spells. I'll do this ritual spell reveal in the live stream. Next week's live stream, remind me when the live stream starts. I'll talk about ritual spells because rituals in DC20 are gonna freaking kick butt, y'all. They're gonna be crazy and they're gonna blow your mind. Maybe I do hype things up, so I get so excited about that goddamn game. Alan, you missed my birthday yesterday. 61. Agile Monk 61, looking good, dude, up at the top of that hill. Deep bow for the monk himself. Thank you. I'm sorry, Agile Monk. Dang, dude. Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. And then Dandolph's back. Yes. Glad to be a part of this stream for once. DC20 is a huge inspiration for my own video game development. Let's go. Work as well. Wanted to say another thank you, Coach. Sleepy time now. Dandolph, great name. And get some great sleep, dude. Let's go. Thanks for being a part of this, man. It's a party. And then, oh my God, covering late fees today. Onyx Studios is just another $20 super chat, just covering late fees. Freaking next level, dude. Wizard GG, how do you get involved with this giveaway? Say something in the chat. What a great question, Wizard. Say something in the chat. Anything. Type an emoji. Just say something, and it has like a 10-minute window. If you've said something once, you're fine. And I'm going to do the giveaway within 5 minutes, so you're fine. Just say something once and then sit back, relax, and you're already in the giveaway. Nightbot does his thing. Alan, you missed my birthday yesterday. What, Algernon Monk, we just talked about this. 61 years old now, 51 years in the hobby. What a ride. Started at 10 and been going ever since. Love this hobby and how it's grown. That's crazy, dude. My story is I came to it late. I was like 23, 20, I don't know. I was older. No, I was like 30. I don't know. I was 28. I don't know. I was older, and I was a World of Warcraft gamer, and then boom. Now here we are with CTRPGs. Dove in. It's as deep as I can go. That's awesome, dude. Dablezium, I don't think it's about availability of other aspect avenues. Thank you. Color me convinced. There you go. Oh, it's availability of yes. Thank you, Dablezium. Love that. Thanks for the follow up. Obligation wife salutation. Thank you, Joe M. And Joe M's wife. Y'all are a dynamic duo, dude. Thank you, Joe M. Oh, obligatory. She's saying hi. Said that was mean. Oh, see, and the correction. There you go, Joe. Wait. You gotta listen. You gotta listen up. You gotta listen up. They say stuff and it just sometimes it goes in and out. And it's I did it today. It's rough, guys. It's hard to listen, people. Okay, we speak different languages. Those with Simon Richard. First game of DC20 soon. Thanks for letting me in. Simon Richard, thanks for coming in. Let's go, dude. That's awesome. I love hearing people's first time playing DC20 stories. I could hear that for forever. Because we get those conjuration tags real quick. Conjuration tags: earth, illusion, light, sound, scent, weapon, and summoning. Conjuration. Gotcha. Kira laughing. I can't wait to hear about ancestries. Oh yeah. I know they're magazines, but I want to hear more about them. Yeah. And there's going to be 3 more ancestries coming out soon. And we'll probably talk more about ancestries when that happens. Spreading the love from Dustbreaker, one of the good old mods. Congrats on the 0.995. Cheers, everybody. For real. Cheers. Invigoration and innervation. Invigoration. Innervation. I do like innervation. That is a cool, but it makes me think of invocation. It sounds like a good thing. Innovation sounds like a good thing. And then Coffee Stain just said, thank you, Damon. And then Coffee Stain just said something. And on that note, we're going to do the giveaway. The first winner is the DC20 winner. I'm not looking at the chat. The first winner is the winner of the DC20 giveaway. It's the one we do every single week here. And Flame Master 500, who subscribes to this channel. You won the giveaway, Flame Master. Flame Master, you wanted a copy of DC20 and all future updates to DC20, a monster starter pack. And if you already have it, I'm going to upgrade you to something else. And if you back the Kickstarter, I'm going to upgrade you to something else. I throw in a book, throw in a dice, throw in some stuff for you, buddy. Let's go. So that's Flame Master. Go any of the next 2 winners that you get here. Go to Discord, message your moderator. They'll check you out, get you hooked up, set up, and good to go. Cool. And then last winner is for the dice. Winner. This is for the Die Hard $75 online Die Hard dice giveaway. And the winner is Stuart Rodriguez is the winner. Stuart Rodriguez, you got $75 in Die Hard dice. Die Hard dice. I got an email from them yesterday, and it says, you have a shipment coming. And I talked to my Die Hard dice contact. I was like, hey buddy, what's going on? And they're sending me a sample copy of the DC20 Kickstarter purple dragon scale dice. So I'm super excited for that too. So I'm going to be showing you guys that what's up too as well. So anyway, that is it. That's the stream. Love you guys. Stay creative. Think outside the box. Peace. I just pieced with 3 fingers. What does that even mean? Is that a double piece? Right? Is that peace.